gentlemen, the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse.
Greetings, boys and gits, and welcome to the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse. As usual, our hosts are myself, the beautiful Dread. We've got Steve-O, we've got Dim, and we've got Scar. All right, boys, say hello.
Hey.
There we are. Right, today we are going to be looking at your Warboss entries for the Januwaaarghry challenge on the Discord, community Discord and Facebook group. So we're going to have a little look-see at some of those and have a little discussion about them, talk about what we like, and we'll probably all pick a favourite at the end too.
Yeah, we're all picking a favourite. We agreed with but
we did all of those things.
Yeah,
exactly.
We even the blur.
We did the blur.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Yeah. Oh, I was all over the blurs.
I was more Oasis, but you know, it's
And there's the first one. Right. So, I must apologise, dear viewers, also that although I have, I'm hosting, I'm also eating because Dread ordered food and it was supposed to arrive half an hour ago or more, and it didn't. So
it's not the first time you've eaten on camera, but it's the first time you've apologised for it. So
progress.
Yeah. Wow. Look at me grow.
I mean, I'm sure I'm got a different angle because I'm actually showing where I do hobby currently.
Cover the beer
and also
label, so
the webcam's
no
in a completely different place, so I'm completely rubbish with direction now. But yeah, hobby is that way.
Yeah, the hobby room's looking really swell. Like the new angle, as Steve-O said before we started recording, but I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to?
Might not be permanent. Might not be permanent. Oh,
we've had a month since the last time. It's been a long month.
Over a month, yeah, isn't it? Over a month.
January's a bloody long one, isn't it?
It's flown by.
I mean, it's my and Dread's birthday month, so yes, it is tediously long and miserable.
Yes,
we're nearly 40, Dread. It's not fun. It's not fun.
No, we're not. No, I'm a glass half full rather than half empty.
I'm nearly 42, just the other side of.
Soon this will be completely empty.
I'm still 30 in my head.
Yeah, hold on to it while it lasts.
Let's be honest, him was a grubby old git coming out of the fucking womb. Come on.
Exactly, yeah. He was the same in his 20s, yeah.
Call this writing, do you?
I'll have you know I wasn't. For a fact, I wasn't. Because I was cesarean, so I didn't come out the womb. But I did. But
I was going to say
wasn't as funny. Wasn't funny as what I was thinking in my head. It was.
Yeah,
you was definitely in the womb.
Yeah, I was in the womb. It was at womb temperature. You know, it's just.
I've been hobbying because I've been giving up smoking again.
Oh, good man.
I'm about
on both accounts.
What am I up to? I'm about 3 weeks without a fag now, maybe a bit more.
If you get any random mood swings, you're going to give us a warning.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, Steve,
I've been vaping away, but yeah, I've been doing a bit of hobby. I've been painting and stuff because I'd usually be rolling up a cigarette a lot of the time, so I need something to do with my hands. It's either hobby or just vigorous masturbation. So you know, and there's only so long you can do that for, isn't there? So yeah, I've been doing a lot of
that's why he's got no hair on his head, isn't it?
It's all on his hands.
You've got plenty on your hands.
Yeah.
If you use somebody else's hand, you can just ignore their complaints about blisters. It's fine, you know.
Funny. I've been trying to do the same thing, Steve. I've since January. No, I've been doing that plenty.
It's not that hard, mate, really. I mean, it helps if it is, but you know.
I think that's a prerequisite there,
they're not smoking stuff. You know, I've been trimming right down on that. Like January has been, like I've smoked in all month what I would smoke in a day usually. So I've really trimmed back. Yeah.
Oh, cracking! Yeah, good news.
Well, yeah, I've been what have I been doing? I've been still slowly getting a little bit of paint on the Dakadred. He's coming along, getting there. As well as a pain boss and a mega boss. So they've been coming along.
Those were very, very, very quick flashes.
Well, they were there because I don't think much progress has been made since the last time they were seen. A little bit though, but yeah, they're on the way.
On this show, maybe not. People will listen on your channel, perhaps.
True. If you want to see more, check the links below. You'll find my channel there. It's awesome. Go subscribe.
You didn't convert that Mega Knob. You didn't.
Yeah,
I just handed him a plug opportunity right there, didn't I?
I did.
You kept the fucking grot on the top.
Yeah, I did keep the grot on top.
Cut him off immediately.
Look, I've got
you need to clear together.
Cut him off immediately.
He has the head from Gordrak.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah,
AOS.
from the guy who rides on the Doom Cabbage. Yeah,
it goes really, really well. It's
look at a Maw Crusher and tell me it's not a cabbage, right? It's a fucking cabbage.
You should buy one, paint one up as a cabbage. That'd be fucking fast.
But I've been working on these kits. I've been working on my noisy boys. Nice. Yeah, I'll be showing them off on the channel soon because they're varied. I've just got a couple of little finishing touches to do to one of them.
Well, you're going to have to show them on your channel because they're not going up on Community with all of them third-party bits you've used.
Well, yeah, very true. Yes, so they've got a right mixture. I've got bits from so many different kits in these 5 dudes.
They look ace. I saw them before. They look. Really
yeah,
good.
I'm really, really pleased. I've got a bit of a nod to like the Evil Dead one. Parts of that were used, but I've gone very. He's kind of. I feel like these boys have been fighting on Katachan, and he's like a little bit of a spiritual nod to me old Katachan
also,
army.
I'm guessing these are Bad Moon Commandos.
Bad Moon Commandos, yeah. Hence the title, noisy boys.
Yeah, they just don't get it, do they?
Oh, this fella with the. So I've used parts from all kinds of kits on them. I had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, so I've been. Yeah, they're coming along nicely at the moment. I've just got a couple of little finishing touches, but yeah, they'll be showed off on the channel soon. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
Scar.
Beautiful. How about Scar?
Out now.
I've been up there.
Any hobby?
Been getting some metal mechs and putting them together for different poses, mostly. That's a Thunderbolt.
With BattleTech, are the metal minis like old school, like they are in Games Workshop?
Well, there's some of them are. Some of the line are old metal miniatures from like the 80s, but this one is you can get these newer sculpts. So this is the new plastic sculpt, and that sculpt is that one in metal. Yeah. So they have the new sculpts coming in as well. So
they replace properly with plastic.
You can get some really, really old.
No, you can get it in both. You can get the new plastic. Some of the new plastics you can get in metal. So if you don't like plastic miniatures, you can buy them in metal if you want. You know,
but
like some of them.
Can you get them in fine cast?
No,
disadvantage.
It's a deal breaker for me, man. You know,
fanboy.
Can't have it all.
Has Catalyst ever done anything in resin? I don't think they have they?
I mean, like previous companies with BattleTech have done absolutely shocking plastics. That's why I didn't used to be into it. But you know, those days are in the past.
Oh, the 50th anniversary box. Oh yeah,
25th one.
25th anniversary.
Shocking. Yeah. No, I was editing some video. I'm trying to get some battle reports going for BattleTech. Get the format.
Yeah, you had a big game over in Limerick, didn't you?
I went. That was last year. Yeah, I still have to do. There's loads of shit I have to do. I went to a tournament last year, in Limerick. That was in October. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on this since then. I was trying to do some battle reports, but my computer has died. So that's fun times. But it's all good. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm chilling. I'm just.
I know your pain.
I've been buying more gaming illustrated, so I've slowly been picking up like 10 mil.
Well, illustrated. Oh fuck! I meant to keep it.
10 mil Napoleonics. You know.
When we meet up, mate, I've got plenty of 10 mil for you to look at.
Well, you're all right. You can keep that one to yourself. You know? But I'm just.
He means his cock.
Right. I should have explained.
I was going to use this as a segue, but now I don't want to touch it. And also, I
that
don't
was
want
for
to cover
you,
the
Sid.
conversation.
That was for you.
It was a dread explanation, but it wasn't done by Dread.
That was dreadful. Speaking of 10 mil, what I've been working on is a load of drop zone commander stuff. Been really digging the drop zone commander. So I've done something incredibly insane and stupid. I was doing it on the Ork Discord, and a load of people were saying I'm mad. But this is a bus in 10
very
mil.
long bus.
A very long bus. Those are magnets. Been magnetizing 10 mil models because that's fucking insane, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because there's a self-destructy big bomb bus, and then the alternative is a howdah with guns on it. And there's one that's like a school bus.
More importantly, plenty of DACA on top.
Did you 3D print those?
Oh no, this is drops the proper official drop zone commander stuff.
Oh, right.
Most of it's resin. If you buy the starter box, which is behind me, most of the minis in there are plastic. They're all right. The resin stuff is better. Although
it's catching the light like some kind of holy grail back there.
It is. Oh, but yeah, there's some. Oh God, there's some bikes. I mean, I'm not going to get good detail on this camera. This isn't my hobby camera, but it's really cool. I've got some friends who are interested in playing it with me, so I'll probably be giving that a go. And this is what is distracting me from doing the YouTube videos I should be doing. I've been excited and I've been doing hobby. I've been building a load of these. The one thing I found is that it's resin cast 10 mil, which means like some of the connectors are in not great places. So removing them, you're just producing massive areas with no detail that you're having to cut up. And I don't know whether or not I'm going to try a salvage job with green stuff, or whether or not I'm just going to go, it's a tiny scale, hope no one notices. And that is one cool thing about 10 mil. I magnetize the terror to these as well because I'm an idiot. But this is the resistance faction. There's like 6 factions or something. Some of them are really cool. And there's also a spaceship game in the same universe called Drop Fleet Commander. And those fleet ships are sexy as fuck. So I'm trying to persuade some of my friends who like to play like X-Wing and Armada to have a look at it.
I would imagine contrast paints would work quite well with those.
Yeah, on smaller scale miniatures.
Well, there's a faction. There's one of the alien factions called the Shaltari that are sort of like it's hard to really describe them, but they're kind of like stylized alien, sort of like Eldar, but sort of not. And they've got like really like they've been painted up in this really cool sort of sunburst kind of red and yellow and orange fusing in, blending into each other color scheme. And I think you could probably achieve that quite well with the likes of contrasts or other non-contrast based paints, like say
Army Painter brought some
speed paints that that Vallejo have put out, or is it Army Painter?
Army Painter.
Yeah. Which is that has been the thing that's been the chat of all the hobby channels, and there's been various coverage.
Yeah,
I think
a couple. It seems like they've got pretty much the same colours as well. Like it just seemed to be mostly positive. Although there's a few people who I don't know whether or not it's just a different opinion, or whether or not it's like you can tell who signed. You can
license agreement.
Whose side?
Yeah, but that's the same for painting for everyone. It's like my favorite metals are going to be different to Steve-O's ones and Red's and yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we've all personally picked them because we've picked them ourselves, not because we're sponsored by or have signed an agreement with
Tabletop Minions this morning. He did a very good video on it. I think it might have come out this morning actually, but he did a good comparison video with them, and he was very sort of said they're both good, but it it was a good review. And he tried them all out on different miniatures and tried both of them out to sort of compare them directly, and sort of talked about the strengths and weaknesses of both. He said they are slightly different. They work slightly differently to each other. And he said like some are better for, you know, the GW ones are better for some things, and the Army Painter ones are better for, you know, other things. Depends what you want out of them and that.
It's
So,
another
yeah,
tool in your toolbox.
Yeah, that's what he said basically. You know, so they look.
It's been doing the rounds, that one, but it's a good cliche for us.
Yeah,
the
there's plenty of toys.
Bill, no, it is true.
the price is an issue, though, isn't it? Really, that's one thing.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's what Goobertown was saying. Goobertown said like they've got them beat on price, and
It's not hard though. You know what I mean? Go on.
Oh yeah, fucking low bar, but GW likes to set that bar really low just so they can watch other people jump over it. But you know,
Actually,
not like I'm stalking or anything.
Quickly jumping back to the earlier thought on this was you can spot somebody that's already signed the agreement is someone that will state in a comparison between these two products, ignoring what's in the pot and just looking at the pot and say, oh, well, I've always liked these pots. What? What? Oh, right, yeah, nostalgia. Yeah, it beats convenience every day, doesn't it? Yeah.
I've got a terrible feeling I know who you're thinking of, and it was the person I was thinking of when I said that. But should we be professional? Should we be professional? Yeah, probably.
But given the choice between being professional or petty, we all know the answer.
Petty every time.
We all know the answer.
Yeah. I don't claim to be a good person because I'm not.
He'll be fine. He doesn't watch us.
Who fucking does?
Hey, them Warbosses been slagging you off. Who?
They're famous, you know. Well, at least one of them is a big deal.
Yeah, this is it. The big deal himself, you know. He's gone places.
I have been hobbying. I've been getting a bit more paint on things. I've been brightening up my yellow. I've been
good stuff.
Getting,
to fucking dirty it down again.
I've been
now, eh?
Oh yeah, I've been doing the rockets on this. Look,
no. Hold on. Pick up the yellow one. Pick up the yellow one.
Oh, you know. Well, you know how much he likes the red ones.
I know. I've got a red one, a yellow one, and a green one. So I'm doing all three of my colours in.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, that is actually
sure. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Look, I'll show you. Where's the other one? Look, the red one.
He bites every time, didn't he? He bites.
The red one.
This is the freebooter who was building a Speed Freaks army. You know what I mean?
Really mean, Scar. Really mean. You got to bite there. We know how you're into your fishing.
Where did I put the keep now?
I've got my red rocket, my yellow, like so the fast one, the loud one, the green one, so my red, yellow, green, and my black one too, because there was an extra rocket. So, but they're not finished yet anyway. So I've been adding more to that. And I haven't really done too much more on the battle wagon. You wouldn't notice, but I've done a little bit more on that.
Top there, mate. It's looking really good. It's a
so
really
when
cool,
you said
strong colour scheme.
You won't notice
the battle.
So that's
the battle
like 3-4 stages of things you've done in the interim that make minute differences.
7 layers of varnish.
But that one's had lots of work on it because that one wasn't really getting anywhere fast, and now it is. It's coming along.
Well, definitely getting somewhere fast. Oh, look at it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, exactly. It looks well fast, doesn't it? And then I've got that Dakajet.
I really like that one. That colour scheme looks mint. That does.
You should call that one the Black Baron, by the way.
Yeah, but you've got to bear in mind though. You've got to bear in mind though that that's really bright. That's what it'd be like when it's knocked back a bit more. Because I'm going washing them dirty and them up. So
I like that black with your red, yellow, green picked out on it. I think that looks really effective. It's looking good, mate. Progress
I just stole a colour scheme from half my wardrobe. I was just like, oh yeah. Well,
well, I'll tell you what, mate. I don't know. I guess the audience haven't really come in to see what we've been up to.
I'm guessing you forgot your pink G-strings then, did you, Dread?
He's saving that for his weird boy. Again, I mean his cock.
Oh yeah, other people's stuff.
Yes, other people's stuff. People watching this probably hoping to see their stuff, maybe.
Oh, it's going to be pick heavy and it's going to drive me up the wall editing it. Let's go.
Let's roll. Picture number 1. Let's have a look. Okay, So first up, folks, we have Mech Boss with this amazing Gazgul conversion. What do you guys think?
He's a conversion, is he?
Oh no, well, has he been converted? No, he hasn't, has he? He's not been converted. Just been painted really dope.
So, what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, well, first thing I'll say for Mech Boss is he's gone further than I have, because my Gazzy is still in the box on the sprue.
Mine too.
But yeah, I like I like the battle damage. I love the metal highlights on this, like the metallic edge highlighting and that, and everything. Really, I think it's really. I love that. I love especially on black armor and stuff, when you put those metallic edge highlights and sort of show the battle. I think it looks so effective.
Yeah, you can see he's used like see like on the feet, for example, you can see like there's a darker, a mid, and a higher tone to that silver. Like there's at least 3 tones to that silver.
Really nice work on the skull on the top as well. I don't know if that's like some sort of Tyrannid skull, or most likely, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like it isn't standard, is it?
But is it? Well, he's got the skull on there. I'm sure. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, but it's a bull skull, isn't it? It's not like that. I'm looking at it on a phone, by the way, so it's like really small.
As you can tell, none of us have built the Gazgul miniature, so I haven't got a fucking clue about the skull.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically it.
It's
we're the Ork experts that haven't put this model together yet.
You know,
because we're not smelly goths.
Now, Mech Boss, yeah, this is true. Point. But Mech Boss, if we miss any, find the details of your paint job here, or possibly conversion, although looking at it, I think you've built him standard. But correct me or us in the comments if you want to pick up on any bits. But yeah, I think it's a really nice paint job. I like the work you've done on the base there as well. I like the little tufts and everything. I also use little tufts on my bases. I love the little tufts.
I think if I was going to give any comments and critique, I would maybe have said might have done to maybe add something other than tuft, like just to break it up a little bit. Like I mean, it's a certain nature, so probably like 8 or 9 skulls. Yeah. But like just like little details or little bits of terrain detail if you want to decorate a base like that. Not that the tufts are a problem, they're not. They're grand. They're a good start. But
it looks like almost by his foot. I see something poking out by his foot there.
Yeah, that's part of his. That's part of the miniature.
Yeah, it is. He's got a bit of a scenic base, isn't it? That's right. Yeah.
Well, if I was to critique anything, I would perhaps say that I love black armor, but from what I can see, because the picture is a bit smaller for me, but from what I can see, like the black could do with maybe a little bit more highlights, just to sort of make certain areas stand out a little bit.
I think really the problem is the picture, because he's got like a black miniature, but the background's white. It makes
taking a photo of black is not easy.
Yeah, it makes it look very dark. So I'm taking that into account.
I think the skin is quite dark, which I don't dislike.
I think that kind of makes sense for Gaz as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, maybe less so for Gazzy, but we might, and Mech Boss might have like a limited palette of paints, maybe. That's no big deal. It works quite well.
The highlight, like Scar said at the beginning, the highlight for me is the claw. He's done a really nice job.
The claw's the best part for me.
Yeah. It's
really stands out.
Nice, really cool.
And
I like the pickled flowers in the background as well. I'll keep being looking at them.
That's a good dry brushing on those pickled flowers.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's lovely.
Right. So next up we have the Git Man.
I really like this.
He's done a Gruck Warboss.
It's straight away, the first thing I'm drawn to is his attack squig, and I love the way he's painted that attack squig. I think that looks really, really cool.
I think his eyes look really good, actually.
Yeah.
He's done a really nice highlight job on that eye that you can see in that first picture, yeah.
And I love the way he's, I love the 2 contrasting blue tones on the squig. On the skin, I think that looks really effective, really cool. It really makes him pop and stand out. I'll tell you what, Gitman, he's one of our young youths of the Ork community, And I mean, look at the skin tone on old Gruck's face there as well. Really nicely done. When I was the same age as Gitman, many bad moons ago, there was I did not paint to this standard.
Look at the teeth on the squig, like the way he's done the gradient and the highlight. Yeah, I like what he's done there.
You can really tell with Gitman, with each paint job, he's kind of picking up new skills and techniques and stuff all the time, constantly trying out new things and stuff. And he's really good. I love the little pool of blood by the foot as well. He's gone to work on the base.
Bit of edge highlight,
really nice
and edge
job,
highlighting on the claw. That looks pretty decent as well. Yeah, Jude is definitely coming along. He just needs to sort of slow down a little bit because he does rush things. I've noticed that he does just go straight into these challenges and has it done by day 3.
I cannot even begin to critique that. All I can feel is envy for that. I wish I could complete a miniature that quick. I'd doff my cap to him.
I mean, it looks like he's starting to do what'll eventually, when he gets a bit more experience, develop into some nice blending techniques. He's certainly got like color layering bang on. His instincts of what makes a good highlight is already there. All he needs to do is get better at doing it, and he's gonna be cracking in a few years. Like, he's gonna be showing us how to do it.
I really like he's developed his own color scheme for his orcs as well, with this blue and, as he describes it, orange. The orange. Sorry, all Americans, I just love the way you say orange. It cracks me up. I have to literally twist my jaw out of place to say it the way Americans say it. Orange. But it's really effective. It's really cool. And he really, I like how he picks where the colors go. He's really good at picking key points of a miniature and just picking out the little. I think he's got a really good eye for, like, where the colors go and stuff, and getting the contrast in. And he's like a really good tabletop standard. He really pops. And I think that the squig, though, for me, I think that looks really cool. It's got like a kind of a shark-like quality to it. It's awesome.
And a Warboss should pop after all.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's still loading for me.
Earthman Brick with his Tinbot Pain Boss scratch built.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm looking at
Nor do I, because I'm not looking at anything because it's not loaded for me.
I'm looking at one of the pictures of it at the moment, with a Primaris Space Wolf charging towards it. So you get a good sense of the scale of it and everything. Because on the first couple of pictures, I'm looking at it going, "Oh, is this sort of like Death Dread size now?" But now I can see like the scale of it and that. Yeah, completely scratch built. I wondered, like, I can see
screws. I can see screws.
Yeah. Now I know Earthman Bricker uses a lot of like everyday sort of bits and pieces, doesn't he? And uses like he was I know from chatting to him in the Discord not long ago, he was using like lids from cheap super glue bottles to get his like tank tracks and stuff done. So he's I know he's really into using like really unique things and just finding, bits around the house and stuff to use for his scratch builds and that. But he's gone to town with the rust effects on this, isn't he?
Like
every type of rust effect going.
Like paperclip legs with like wood or something on them. Hard to tell, but
it is. I think we could be there all day guessing at what he's used for these bits.
Yeah, because I mean, normally if it's GW based bits, I'll have a good idea of where the bits come from. But like here, it could be any household object.
But you can see the screws. He's used the screws, like household screws, for the for his driller arm there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
With some nice blood effects on it.
It's a good way of showing that, like, in order to be creative in the hobby, you can literally use anything. And like it's often a good idea if you're doing like hobby stuff like this to have a look at like DIY and hardware as well as going to your hobby store and getting other hobby materials, because we pay a premium for things.
Totally.
Simply because we are doing hobby stuff. If you go to like a chain like say in the UK, Hobbycraft, like it's more expensive. Like I've been to art shops in posh towns that charge less for Plasticard when Hobbycraft sold Plasticard. They stopped selling it because they didn't sell it because they were selling it at £5 a sheet. And like that's just bonkers. I used to be able to get it from an art shop for £2. Like it's just, if the middle class people are paying less for art supplies.
You know, Brick has actually put a video link in the Discord, so we can share it on the video itself in our comments or description of the video there.
So
a link to the video about this miniature.
Cool.
So you can go and check it out.
I just like I said that the in terms of the paint job on this, like I said, he's gone with like every type of rust going. This is like an example of all the different types of rust and weathering and stuff you can get. He's got some on around the claw, especially lots of like oxidization and stuff going on. You can see like really sort of like where the rust is eating away at it in various parts. I love the sort of glyph face on it as well, and this just really does look like some orcs have like literally raided the scrap heap and just bolted stuff together and sent it off out to battle. It's
what do you guys think of the color palette? I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think he's probably used a limited palette as well, which means it's pretty good on top of that.
Yeah, I've been watching some videos on limited palettes just lately as well, weirdly enough. I don't know, have you maybe? Because you just mentioned it a couple of times.
I haven't, but I like the challenge of doing limited palettes. I just lack the talent to do it well.
Because I've been like interested in obviously like Mad Max, limited palette, that sort of like, sepia toned lens sort of thing. Yeah.
The one thing I want to point attention to is because partly, the pictures don't showcase it well enough, unfortunately, just because of I think it's partly because of this guy's feet obscures it a bit, but Brick's been doing some very nice scratch built bases on the Discord, and he's been casting the pieces and arranging them on bases, and every base he's got is unique, and that's a very good way of making bases, and they do look really good. It probably needs to do a little bit more to make them pop. I think if there's one thing I would say about this is that I don't think there's a whole load of ink gone into this. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a lot of washes that have gone into it to help make the details pop a bit. I think there's a little bit, but he's just done like old-fashioned layering and texturing, which is fine. But I think a little bit of ink might help a little bit.
It's definitely full of texture, isn't it? There's a lot of texture on it.
Yeah.
Do you think he's done like the salt technique on there or something? It looks like in certain bits like there's a bit of.
It's possible.
Bit of that
he's gone for every kind of weathering that he can do. Particularly like the patina, the blue, the bits of blue and stuff.
The patina.
I thought it was patina, but patina, yeah. Or what's the word? I almost had it.
Well, I think it's a north-south divide thing, isn't it?
Probably.
We call it patina in Ireland too.
Ah, right, yeah. It's because I'm from Saxons.
You say patina, and I say patana.
Oh, you say you need to get the finger out if you want to finish this video this side of Christmas.
Yeah, let's look at the next entry.
Next up, we have one that I have actually already been pretty jealous of, because I was like, oh, that is a lovely idea.
Oh, here's Essex's one.
Yeah. Essex is taking the old squig away from the squig boss and replaced it with some awesome beast from Fantasy range, which
from the AOS, one of the Cruel Boys mounts, isn't it?
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Yeah.
Looks very Skaven-esque to me. The mount.
Yeah.
It's a cracking paint job, man. It's like holy Jesus.
Yeah, thing's there's
it definitely pops.
This is sexy as fuck, isn't it? Yeah, this whole build, this paint job, everything about it is sexy as fuck.
I really appreciate the fact he's echoed the red of the arm with that cloth on the actual beast. That cloth on the beast looks dope.
Yeah, this is incredible. This is absolutely stunning work. Look at I'm looking at another picture shot of it now with the tongue hanging out the side of it, and the work he's done on the tongue. It's really like wet and slithering, and
I like how he's painted the skin as well. The skin.
It's a lovely looking beast. The way the stuff sort of is, this kind of everything's drooping down, everything's dripping from this thing. It's really cool. It's a fantastic idea for a kit bash. It's a fantastic idea, executed beautifully and then painted superbly. I can't critique this at all. This is stunning.
I've already said to him myself, I said, look, I might loot that idea. I think it's great. And
I think many people will after seeing this
exactly
as well.
that. So I'm wondering how many people and whether that will actually become a trend. What he's just started there.
Really nice work on the base as well. Toolboxes and also like gas canisters and stuff down there. Really nice scenic base with it climbing over it. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. This is going to look really imposing leading any Ork army. And he's done a lovely bit of, if I'm not mistaken, a bit of scratch building there on the glyph, the banner.
Banner pole, yeah.
Yeah, it's scratch built from what I recall, yeah.
Really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the little foot stand bit from the truck on the side there as well, where old Mozrog or the boss like climbs up onto the mount. I'm seeing that on there. Little bit I recognise.
The way he's painted the gas canister actually on the base is quite interesting. I quite like that because I've got a few of those sorts of things, and I like the way
it's
he's
the
done
scatter train, isn't it?
The staining, on it looks great.
Well, we know how good Essex is with terrain. He is kind of the terrain master, isn't he? As you can see from the background of these images, he has some exceptional terrain.
I think he's demonstrated that he's a bit better at more than just terrain with this.
Very much so.
I've not really got a great deal to add. All I would say is that I dislike probably the majority of things that are to do with Cruel Boys. I don't like them as a faction. The aesthetic doesn't appeal to me in the slightest, really. Not for me. The only thing I like is the shields on the infantry, and I dislike everything else. And that is the first time I've looked at that range and thought there was a worthwhile model in it. So on the strength of Essex's conversion alone, I'm just like, that's not bad. And the fact that I like what Essex has done, considering I dislike the base model, I think says quite a lot about how well that was executed.
Well, there you go, Essex. I do not think there is any higher praise you're going to get.
Oh, he's already had the high praise. That's exactly what I said in his video about it. So that's exactly what I said. So
they're kind of echoes how I feel as well. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few of those miniatures, and I thought, I don't like them at all. What the hell, that's not useful. Why are they doing this? And I got a bit afraid even that, oh God, no, oh please don't let these become popular, and then they end up starting to change things to this, and we miss out on releases for proper orcs because they're doing
Oh shit, yeah.
So awesomeness all around. On to the next miniature.
Yeah, well done, Scar. I thought we were going a little bit off topic there.
Yeah, they're rambling on my watch.
The whip is out.
We got another Pip Star up next with a orange Gaz skull. Sorry, I'm going to do it every time I see orange now. I can't help myself.
I mean, the texture's quite nice because it makes me think of the old, like the Evil Sun's red bolt gun shell.
Yes,
that was just an orange from like Second Ed.
Yeah,
it's got that colour to it.
To that. Yeah, where GW are obsessed with having like that orangey red on every miniature ever.
And this one is converted. This one is converted.
Gun barrels.
Yes, extended.
It's got a cracking paint job, a cracking base. The only critique I'd say is drill your Zogged barrels. That's it.
I was waiting for Scott to say that.
Well, it is his catchphrase.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with Dim there. The armor looks really nice.
Are those feet claws new? They
really
look like they might be. Are they from the Death Dread?
The feet claws are part of the miniature. Yet again, we're not very acquainted with the miniature as we have.
Although, I tell you what, going back to the gas skull from earlier, I think Dread was right. I think the skull on the earlier gas skull has been changed because this one has got the bull skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's actually the old Gazzy bull skull that's on top of Pip's one. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but,
I think you're onto something there, actually.
Because it looks like the old one that he had in the back banner and just added for a little bit of flair. I think that works quite nicely. Yeah.
Another good job of that claw again. With the
Oh
highlight.
yes, yeah. Like the it's like the bull. I was going to say bulk of metal. It's not bulk of metal anymore, is it? It'll be lead belcher, or it might be Vallejo colours, but the metal is used sparingly, and that really helps it pop. Like it's another really good job of the claw.
I really like the little flashes of purple as well on the stick bombs and on the cabling. There's little bits of purple that breaks the orange up and out. Yeah, it's real nice, real nice.
Purple is the best color, so totally down for that.
Yeah, very cool. Really nice job.
You'll have to describe it to me because I don't know what it looks like, do I?
It looks like his gun, the roar of Mork is.
No, I mean the colour purple, Steve.
No, I wasn't. I was sorry, mate. It wasn't even responding to what you said. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even hear what you said.
It was just steamrolling over.
I was steamrolling through like. But the gun barrels, they are from shooters, are they not? Are they just shooters?
Yeah, they're the current shooters. Well, I say current shooters.
Well, technically, you are still correct because
Oh, you can still. Well, you can still get them. You can still get them, can't you? Yeah.
For now.
Next up, we have Ork daggers.
Cool name.
Cool base.
Very cool base.
All about the base.
It's all about the base. The base.
Base. Buttery biscuit base.
Yeah, no, but that does do it for me because that's sort of the sort of colour palette that I like on that base.
Is this a big mech, I presume?
I would say it's
a KFF of some sort on the back, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
very nice. I'm liking the custom slugger or custom shooter or whatever it is. It looks like a custom slugger though.
Well, that's a banner, Paul, so I don't think there's a KFF.
Yeah,
there's like a little electrical thing on the shoulder.
Yeah, no, if you look at the picture from the rear, it is a little bit that sticks up there. So, yeah, possibly. I thought it was a Warboss at first, but yeah.
Anyway, it's a cool conversion, whatever it is.
It is. And I like how this is very bad moon because he's nice and plump and rotund as well. You can tell this Warboss has been well fed. So I thoroughly approve.
Well, you seen the moons on the knee pads? There's little moons on the knee pads.
Oh, lovely.
And I don't know whether that looks like it's been free-handed on as well. So, yeah.
Oh my God. Our next one is such a... the next one is right up Dim Street. It's a Grot Boss by Tox No 666.
Hey, it looks like we finished with your one, Ork Daggers. But that was a lovely boss.
All right.
He's either runs off too much or he's a bit premature. He hasn't quite got the timing down yet.
I'm just trying to help it along.
Yeah, but there's a bad moon boss here. Let's just savour this yellow glory.
That's enough yellow. Lovely paint job, by the way. Lovely paint job. On to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say,
really nice.
I like that one.
Nice.
There's good narrative in that piece. Let's move on to the Grot thing.
So go on, Andrew. What are we looking at next?
I've already told you. It's a Grot Boss by Tox No 666.
It's a Grot Boss stood atop a butt plug. I mean, a GW painting handle. One of the new ones.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Well,
what do you do with your painting handles?
Just make sure you remove your miniatures first.
So it's a tin bot or a killer can sort of thing.
Great, whatever it is.
It's fucking awesome.
I don't know how to determine it in
how that looks pretty cool.
I love determine it in game, but it just is an awesome.
Well, I would presume that this will be used as an Ork Warboss in terms of a data sheet. I would presume.
Yeah,
okay.
It's presumably a mega boss, or well, I suppose it could
Yeah,
be.
it could be
the
a
boss
mega
pole
boss.
knob. Possibly, it could be a boss pole knob because it's got a boss pole.
Well, you've got the. Is that? It's got like a cannon sort of eye piece, and then you've got the rocket. So I'd sort of say that he's got that would try to count as like a combi rocket in terms of the weapons and that. But I don't. It's just awesome as hell.
It looks
it's
cool.
so cool.
It's so stylized.
It's got the rule of cool. That's sure.
It looks like an actual illustration from the side.
Yeah.
It looks like someone's painted an illustration in a book, and that's what you're looking at. If you just like take out the painting stand and look from there upwards with that white background from a side angle, it just really does look like it's an illustration.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Iwo. Is it the Iwo Jima statue? That one where there's like there's a soldier sort of striding over the battlements, and he's got the flag and it's waving over the back, kind of like that.
I've just noticed something as well. Have you noticed at the groin? He's dripping a little bit there. He's leaking some fluids. The more you look at this thing, it's so the posing
incredibly characterful
is spot on. You can see like it sets a scene, doesn't it? It tells a story. It's gazing across the battlefield, barking his orders out. The wind's blowing the banner, and he's striding over. It's really cool. It's got that nice level of sort of comedy mixed with grim dark. Just so cool.
Yeah, I like the highlights on the metal on the arms as well. Very cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. Who is that? Tox number 666. Yeah, really impressive.
Yeah.
So next up, we have the T Emperor.
I can't see it.
With a purple Warboss on bike, no less.
Very, very, very good, very excellent use of that. I didn't think you'd be able to. Well, I thought about using this in Orks, but I wasn't sure how well it would work. But actually, no. This is
an Ork. This is an Ork Genestealer hybrid, isn't it?
Because that's one of the
proper
drill bits
freebooter
that you can get from the Genestealer cult range.
Oh, so he's a proper freebooter then, isn't he?
It's a freebooter Genestealer hybrid.
Yeah. Proper.
Very cool.
He's been looking at his freebooter lore and going, well, I'm gonna show that you can do more than just pirate orcs. Here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much full agreement with Dread there. Any return to the old sort of freebootery stuff to show the potential diversity that you've got in that one faction, not to mention all the various potential sort of diversity of things you can do with the clans. It's really good.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually inspired me a little bit. That.
Yeah, that's really good.
Sorry, excuse me. I do want to include some other types, and I really do like that. I think I might do something similar to that.
He's gushing like the filthy freebooter he is.
Yeah, that's going in my save it for later. I might try that myself.
He's done a bang tidy job. If you were to mash an Ork and Genestealer DNA together, I think that is what you would end up with. That's got that. You can see little sort of hallmarks of sort of both species in there, can't you? The sort of the brutish arms and that. It's just got that savagery, but also it's I like the work on the tongue coming out of the mouth and everything. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a nice use of bits as well. Looks like are those the tracks from one of the Blight Haulers? Oh no, it's the, or is that the one of, well, not the Blight Haulers, but one of the Nergly things. I think it's one of the Nergly things, isn't it? Those tracks.
I'll tell you what it almost looks like. Those tracks almost look like the scales off of a Tyranid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they are. I don't think they are, but almost looks like that. And by saying that, I'm like, that would be a really cool idea. So if that isn't what he's done, I've just got a really cool idea.
One thing I've noticed actually as to why it seems so acceptable to my eye and probably to the rest of you is that generally when people do these sorts of things, it leans more towards the other race, so much so that you don't really recognize it as being of your faction.
Yeah.
As an orc looking at that, an orc would go, yeah, sure. I mean, he's big and tough and orky, isn't he? I mean, sure, he might be purple and his head might be a bit weird, but you know, he's tough. We'll have him. We ain't kicking him out. He ain't started wetting the bed yet. You know, fine.
Well, I don't know. I think some orcs would try and kick him out for being unorky,
Yeah,
but I think he'd be able to
not
handle
freebooters.
himself.
We would.
Just want to point this out, just because I think it's a useful bit. I don't generally like promoting this kit anymore because they've made it terribly expensive, but it's still a useful kit. But if you look at the back, picture of it on the back, there's very good use of one of the big skull that is in the skull kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's very good use of it for the back of the bike. Really, really works nicely. There's quite a good use of bits here, like
yeah, big time.
the trims over the tracks. That's from the Ard Boys, what used to be the Black Ork plastic sprue. Yeah, I think those exhausts are grot tank exhausts, but I'm not sure. They could be off something else. I don't know my Ork bikes well enough to know if that's just off the Ork bike kit or not. But yeah, some great bits.
Next up, we have another awesome build from Toxno666.
And this one looks like it'll appeal to Scar. This is screaming some Blood Axe vibes about it.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. I like when green is used in armor for miniatures. Yeah. Slight difference to the skin tones. It's surprising. You wouldn't think that like green armor on a green miniature would work, but if you get the tones right, it really does. I think this is a cracking mini. But I'm biased in this regard, so you know.
But the thing is, I agree with you. And in actual fact, I think it's very orky. I mean, the reason that people don't do it is because we are the ones that are colouring them as humans and as painters. You're like, oh yeah, but the green will clash. An orc wouldn't think like that. An orc would be like, I'm a green orc. I like green. And if you're going to do your armour, you want to be green because I'm an orc. I want people to know I'm an orc.
Isn't it? Green is best.
Exactly.
Green is best.
So it just makes sense.
So what you're saying is Blood Axes are the orkiest orcs then, are they?
No, that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
not remotely. Not remotely what we were saying.
I knew you'd see the light eventually.
What I'm saying is I like it when people paint a gargant with a green head. When it's all black and then it's got a green head, that's very orky, I think. Very orky.
Also, Games Workshop, if you're watching this, which you're not, but if you were, that is how you do a turret grot on top of a fucking mega knob.
I was literally about to ask you what you thought of the grot on the turret, but there you go.
That is so much better than the one official model. So
that's
much
the one.
better.
That grot is actually from the RTLW.
I was going to say it's RTLW, right?
Yeah, it's the trike, the Warboss trike.
Yeah.
That's from that kit.
Yeah,
very seamlessly done.
Lovely turret.
Looks like it belongs on it.
It looks like it's in motion. He's mid-firing. He's clinging on. The recoil's kicking him back. He's got his feet on there to sort of gain some extra bloody purchase on it. It's really cool. And the paint job on this is bloody lovely. The base, you got the bullets at the bottom and the tufts of grass. You've got the dirt up the back of the cape there. So he's got he sort of blended it up into the base, and you got nice bits of rust and stuff on the metals. And
the only thing I'd do different is I'd make it so that there's like wads of cotton wool coming out of the Warboss's ears, because that gun is literally above his head.
I love this. It's really, really good. I think there's a War Machine model under the bottom of this. I could be wrong though. I don't know. But it's a cracking model, whatever it is. It makes me think of something from Kador, like the Butcher of Kardov, is what I thought it was initially.
I'm wondering if a lot of these bits, a lot of the model is RTLW or part of their like Mega Knobs range bits that they
very much could be. Yeah, it's really nice. Whatever it's from. The very steampunk engine at the back was making me think War Machine, but I could be wrong on that one.
I love the little touches of red as well. He's gone with the green armor, but he's got little touches of red throughout, particularly the red iron gob on him. Looks really cool.
And like all proper blood axes, he's got a commissar coat at the back.
Yeah.
It's a very nice little touch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's badass. He's cool as fuck. Oh man, I'm gonna have a hard time picking a favourite out of this lot. We've still got loads more to go. What do we got next?
Mech Bear.
The Mech Bear.
It's a beast boss on a magma squigger sword.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Loving this. And Mech Bear is very new to the hobby as well, and is already doing well. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow, that is really cool.
He's been playing with green stuff just fearlessly. But yeah, the lava effect came out really nicely, considering I think this is one of the, it's amongst he's painted other stuff before, but like
he's a have a go kind of guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the results have turned out nice, so definitely.
It's a Viking. It's a Viking theme, I think it is, isn't it? It's a Viking theme thing he's going for. He's got like a very sort of beardy mustache thing going. He's been playing around with the green stuff and learning the ropes. Already
Hello beast.
Yeah.
Got a sort of like a Balrog squig going on there. Yeah, I like the painting of the lava effects as well. That's really nice. The oranges and the reds and that building up. Yeah, very cool.
He's even shadowed the base, I think. Yes, he has. He has coloured the base to show the shade of the miniature.
Oh, Dread approves. He loves a shadow on a base.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's the little touches like that, man.
Hear him fapping from here. I can.
We knew Dread was shady, but you know it's nice to have confirmation.
I appreciate the little details that people go to, you know.
But he'll always be in my shade. Moving on.
The red Mech.
One day I'll be as big as you.
Stay on target. The red Mech and his Warboss of Mega Armor. It's a tidy paint job.
Yeah, really tidy.
Really tidy paint job.
Do you know what? It's with these competitions and stuff, like, you know, although I say competition, but with these community builds and that, and people picking favourites and stuff, it's, you know, often rightly so. Big conversions, big extravagant projects and stuff get a lot of the attention. Now this is
where that base is from.
A regular kit built and done, but yeah, this paint job is stunning, beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love this paint job.
Is a resin piece from 4th edition City Fight, I think is when it came out. It's one of the resin kits that they give you.
That is impressive memory, mate.
That's only because I have one myself on a base for a Warboss. But that's what that is. That's a resin. That's an old
from the old basing kits. Yeah, they had like base toppers. Yeah,
good cracking.
Presumably
new stuff
for
not so good. Old stuff.
Presumably for a 40 mil, which means that presumably this base is a 50 mil, right? Because you can just see
it slightly bigger.
Yeah, I think it is a 50 mil base.
Although Red Mech has done a good job of covering
blending
the fact
it in.
That it's a blended thing, but like us who know what we're looking for because know what it is. Yeah.
And he's even picked out the bullet casings on the base as well.
Yeah, and the Crux Terminator. I can never say it. I can never say that cross them Terminators have. It's got one of them on
it.
Terminators. Crux Terminatus. That's it. Because I always want to say Terminatorus, but that's not what it is.
Do you know what he's got here? The sort of the style of kind of painting that I try and do.
But
he's very tidy.
Yeah, it's
clean but gritty.
Yeah, it's fucking lovely. I'm really admiring this. I love the checker shoulder pad. That looks really cool. It's just a really tidy paint job. Really nice orc skin. I love it. I really like. Yeah, bang tidy job there.
I think he might have. I don't know if he has, but it's possibility he's painted the. It might just be shadow from lighting. I'm not sure, but the raised grot foot on the top. If he's deliberately done that, that's a nice touch. But either way, it's a very
I see what you mean. Yeah,
it's a straightforward paint job done well.
Yeah,
and like, you know, good use of shade, like using the shading effects, like because people like there's a tendency among people to just go, oh, you just slap it on and it looks good. It's like, no, it takes a little bit of skill to do it well. He's made it cool in all the right places.
Look at that close up of the boss's face there as well. Look at those eyes of it. That is.
I mean, I think in spite of like it being kind of generally a filthy goth thing, although not always, I'm attracted to the checkerboard. The checkerboard is nicely done, nice and clean, very, very nice.
Yeah, I think that a little bit of checks on your Ork stuff, it goes a long way. It really does. It just it picks out something, doesn't it, and adds something that draws your eye and breaks up the rest of the armor color. Yeah, bloody the red mech. That is bloody lovely, mate. Well done.
Yeah, man.
So next we've got one of the ones that caught my eye, very much so. Cornus's Wurgit, or weird boy.
Weird boy.
Yeah.
Very popular conversion here, using the runt herds as a base for him. Really cool. Good way to
get
that
a common thing, is it?
Your runt herds. Yeah, quite a lot. Well, a lot of people don't know what to do with them because they're crap in the rules. And you know, if you've got a lot of grots, you end up with a lot of runt herds, and like, what are you going to do with them? And this is a great thing to do with them, is to turn them into weird boys.
I've used one for a looter. Because he's got a podge belly, you know. So think sit back, you know, you're going to get a bit fat carrying a big weapon and just sitting back shooting. But yeah, no, this looks lovely. I like the object source lighting on the eye on the skull.
Yeah, that's really nicely done.
It's got a nice sort of it makes me think of very sort of like old school exaggerated. There's like a nice old school exaggerated cartooniness to it that appeals to me particularly. It actually makes me think of certain Rackham models in going for like characterful big pieces. And I just like that. I mean, it's probably just the base that Cornus picked, but like just the fact that all the skulls are fixed face up.
Yeah.
Like, I just like that. It just appeals to me. It's a very good use of the skull kit again, because you've got the skull orc head.
Yeah.
It's a little bit kind of immersion shattering, but I think probably a weird boy could get away with that in the right circumstance. And
I think
it's all about the object source lighting is definitely the thing that stood out to me as well.
It's hard to tell whether it's an effect of the camera or whether it's a painting effect, but it looks like he's gone for like limited highlights but very heavy shadows and shading.
Yeah, well, all of those. I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, because at the end of the day, when they're doing OSL, there's already OSL on it. Then evidently there's been thought put to where the light would be coming from. I think that's fair. I think that's fair praise.
A lot of the shaded areas look very, very dark. You know, like where the shadows should be, they look really dark. So I think that is deliberate.
I think what works really well is I like the way he's used the knob arms on the runt herd's body. And usually I'd say like when people mix like knob arms and put them on like boys' bodies and stuff, I always think, I don't think it looks quite right. But I think the arms on that runt herd body, they go really well, and whether that's just because that body's just a bit more girthy with a big like pot belly and stuff, I think it really works. It looks right, and
it's his stick arm. It'll be hench's folk like.
Yeah, it's true. But the other arm as well, that fist, you know, that fist is also from the knob kit in it as well. It's about, and I think it just it works, man. I like this, and it's cool. And he's got a little yellow cloth around his wrist and a little loin cloth there as well. So I think he's got a bit of bad moon in him as well, which also fits the nice pot belly well.
Oh. Next up, we've got Sled with a Death Skull Big Mech in Mega Armor with a custom force field,
and his little grot oiler buddy, which is one of my favourite grot miniatures that GW do, actually, with the little oiler squig. I love that.
Cool.
It's very characterful, cute with a little.
We've actually
mask.
got 2 big mechs actually. Just as the we've got 2 options because the Sled has got I think they're both Mega Knobs, are they? Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, it's the big
Mega
mech
Bosses.
from the Mega Knob kit, isn't it? And
Yeah.
he's got the both options there.
I tell a lie. There's even 3.
Well, I agree with them. The new flavour they've done for Cocoa Pops are terrible, so I don't blame them for using them as basing material, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know what Sled's done to do that basing, but I have to say, I quite like it. I don't know what it is, but it's good. It's crisp. Yeah, that was accidental. Yeah, we've got a nice selection.
Just don't drop it in milk because it'll turn it milk. The milk.
I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that to any of your miniatures. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so I don't know which one we look at first. I mean, I'm just scrolling through all of them now. I don't know which one is looking at the moment, but he's got my favourite big mech miniature that GW ever made, which no longer available. The one with the sort of like rivet gun type thing with the welding mask thing lifted up, and it was never. While it was available, it was never as popular because it didn't have the custom force field.
Yeah.
But as a characterful minute, I just thought, oh, he looks so much cooler than the other one. He's just a badass looking big mech. One of my favourite Ork miniatures that GW have ever made, actually. Really cool.
My favourite is still available, and I think I'm pretty sure Slev's painted that one as well. Yeah, the one with the custom force field. I really like that sculpt.
Mechs are one of my favourite miniatures. They always have been. They're one of the things that, like, I've got a drawer full of mech stuff, and it's always whenever I go third parties, it's always mech stuff that I'm after as well. I do really like mechs.
Yeah, mechs are fun to build and convert and tinker with, and yeah, they're awesome.
I feel like you've got a bit more freedom with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to conversions. Yeah, I feel like with mechs, because they are the creative ones of the force, you get a bit more leeway with people, I think.
Yeah, you get to decide in what way they're created.
They're quite easy to do as well, aren't they? Because you've always got sort of mega knobs, or especially most of us have lots of knob parts lying about and that. And in those kits, you get lots of bits that are really cool for like building big mechs and stuff. And you end up with lots of like bits that look like custom force fields from a lot of the vehicles there. Oh, I could use that to build another big mech. I know that's what I end up doing a lot of the time.
Also want to put a little bit of praise for the teleport blaster. I think that's quite well done, both in front and back. It's very nice. It's almost like Slev's used marbles. That's how well the teleporter ball's done. They make you think of marbles. So like very, very nice, simple but well done effect.
Yeah.
And then at the back, like Slev's bothered to like paint all of the wires different colours.
Yeah, that's
and then
cool. Grease
them up to make them look dirty and horrible, and that does it for me. That works quite nicely.
Like the little, he's done the same with little source lighting on the little buttons as well, the lights and that on the custom Mega Blaster, the yellow lights on it, and then shaded around that so it's casting the yellow light around. Looks really cool. Yeah, nice job. Whole load of big mechs. Several entries in one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheeky Zogger.
Oh, typical Death Skull, isn't it?
You were taking liberties, you are.
And here's another one that jumped out as I was scrolling down. Uveron's I can't remember what this is called.
The base jumps out on me straight away. I'm like, oh, I love that base.
Squigosaur.
Yeah, there we go.
Beast Boss on Squigosaur, but wow.
Yeah, that did the base. It's all about the base.
Well, actually, I think it's all about the back.
Yeah, the back, that skull thing. Oh.
Yeah, no, that is dope.
This has got this. Oh, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Other cheeky Zogger with multiple miniatures.
Yes, I see he's got old Git Stomper there as well, and he's got a whole load of stuff. Let's have a look at Git Stomper.
Force field.
Lovely.
No, but a big X. Enough said.
Yeah, he got his cigar on it. Oh, lovely.
I mean, that skull at the back, just to fawn over it for a bit.
Yeah.
I think it's from the new Mangler Squig, I think. There's a Mangler Squig kit that came out, which allowed you to build like a Mangler Squig boss. And I'm not sure whether or not it was presented as kind of like this one that's kind of just got basically just a skull face left or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or whether or not that's just something Uberon's done. I'm not 100% sure on it, but it's impeccably done. I really like the paint job. I just think overall the paint job's like really, really good.
The beast boss, he's got a real nomadic feel about him. Anyway, all that stuff, all the trinkets and packs and chains and stuff, and the furs. It's really sort of a roving warband that's like traveling for miles and just slaughtering everything in their path. Like it's
actually, I think he's painted that to make it look like a skull, which is even more impressive. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I like it.
It just goes to show what little touches can do.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the model is more or less as sold.
Mm-hmm.
Just little extra bits that are added just to elevate it to that next level. Just a lot of that, and just excellently executed.
Yeah,
God, that
really
Squigosaur is a lovely miniature.
When it's painted nicely like that, yeah.
I think it's good on its own merits. I think. Let's move on because I've just praised Games Workshop.
Yeah. I don't know what just happened, viewers. We'll find this.
Normal service will resume shortly.
Yeah, we'll edit that
before this video ends, most likely.
Dim's going to edit that out anyway because he wouldn't want to throw you people off.
A well-loved and prominent member of the Discord of late Toffee Troll here with his Warboss on Bike kit bash.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
nice beats on it.
Yeah, so Toffee Troll's kit bash Warboss on Bike.
Yeah, I like a good kit bash like this where you're looking at it going, all right, that part's from the Death Dread, the face plate, the guns are probably from the Death Dread, the top plate's off of the flyer.
Yeah.
The sort of plough on the front is like the mud guards off of the Gork I'm working on.
Oh yeah, well spotted on that bit. Yeah, nice.
I was trying to figure that bit out. And
he's got the tusks there from the Death Dread as well, and he. Yeah, really nice. And he's got the glyph. I recognise the top glyph is from the Beast Snagger knob. That's from one of the Beast Snagger boys. Yeah, bloody lovely.
Yeah, again.
Nice conversion.
Still on sprue.
Sorry, none of us are speaking. I think because we're just looking now for bits.
Yeah.
You see the
Death
Dread exhaust at the back as well there. Yeah, really nice. Absolutely lovely job. And nice skin tone as well. I like the skin on this Ork.
Yeah, it's cracking. He did a bit of OSL with the headlights as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. And very GW base because it's packed with skulls there. Lovely. And variation in the texture. You got different like color tufts and stuff and skulls and things to draw your eye. One of those models that you look at, oh, that's cool. But then as you look at it for a long time, there's quite a lot going on there, isn't there?
I was gonna say that the hallmark of a good conversion is particularly a kit bash conversion, or any conversion, is when you look at it and it looks like everything is meant to be there.
Yes.
And doesn't look like it's been taken from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Unless you just happen to seriously know that it is. But like it's just
See the Death Dread big shooter on the side there as well. Yeah. A lot of Death Dread parts used on it. And but that's a great kit for bits, isn't it? The Death Dread. It's a fantastic kit that keeps on giving.
The Death Dread is probably one of the best like kits we've got in terms of usable bits.
Totally.
The flyer kit as well, like the Death Dread, the flyer, and the truck.
Oh, holy shit! I've just seen what's coming up next. Holy shit, that is sexy as fuck.
Yeah, it's a nice paint job. That's Grimaldus of
Hell's Reach
with an amazing paint job on this.
Tusker
Warboss
with
in Mech.
looted axe and a slight turn to the cornate side.
Very nice.
Although I was thinking it's a bit of a turn to the Zinch side with that banner pole there.
Mm. I mean, it's kind of it's slightly mixed messages, slightly, but I think the thing to dwell on is just how well that blue pops.
Yeah,
it really pops.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit! This is good.
That's another example of someone that's using limited highlights, but really deep and in detail in the shading, the shadows.
And dim. He's removed the gunner grot from the top look.
Well, that's just the correct thing to do, and everyone should do that.
Yeah, it does look better without it, I've got to say.
I mean, I think that's the best executed eyes we've seen on the model so far.
Okay.
And there's some nice use of some corny bits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on. I'm trying to place the pauldron because I recognise it, which means it's probably from the Age of Sigmar Bloodbound stuff because I know that stuff relatively well in the corn stuff.
Now, where is that axe head from?
That is from definitely from the Bloodthirster.
Bloodthirster, yeah, I was going to say Bloodthirster.
It's a very case of axe envy going on here, I have to say. Yeah. So is it?
Yeah, that is a lovely axe. And to know it's a Bloodthirster's axe too, that's pretty
It's a
dope.
shame we don't have there's a sort of relic that we used to have in Seventh Ed.
Ed Whopper's kill chopper, was it?
No, it was I think it was in the second I think it was in the second Ghazi book, or it was from somewhere. I can't remember where it was from, but or maybe it was an earlier edition. I can't remember, but it was the axe of the Great War or something like that, which gave you extra attacks depending on what turn it was. I think, or was it how many models you killed or something stupid like that? But it was a ridiculously powerful axe, like a huge one.
I remember it.
Well, I think this is a miniature that I think if you're playing like a narrative game and stuff, this would, since he's done Tusker, I think this would be a great one to make your own data sheet and do some house rules on this and make some real fluffy stuff there, because that's he's gonna show them berserkers how it's done. All right. You think you guys are savage? Well, check this shit out.
Is that the ordinary back thing, by the way?
It is, yes. With the exhausts and everything. Yeah, that's the standard. Yeah, he's changed the banner top. He's added on the skull plate on the shoulder pad there, and he's added some sort of cornate symbols, it looks like, on the shin bit of armor.
I think the banner top is from the Chaos War Shrine, I think. But it's good wherever it's come from. It's nice. It could even be that he's the Tusker's sided with Tzeentch so that he can finally win the war of that planet and like finally defeat the demon, kill the demon world, loot a load of stuff, and then
escape and come back into the universe proper and get.
No, he'd probably stay in there and kick more fucking chaos in the nuts. To be honest, I would do that. Just take it all over. I mean, let's face it. That's what's going to happen eventually.
Let's get him out
so he can accept.
Let's get him out so he can go toe to toe with Abaddon or something. Let's kick his ass.
Oh, I'm pleased. Right. I'm pleased about the next one. I'm very pleased because this gives me a chance to bleat.
Okay, this is sexy. Tito has a Death Skull boss, and that is a really sick paint job again.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
Black Reach.
Tito has been
very warm.
Has just been subtly wowing in the Jobs Are Good section on our Discord, just putting out unbelievably brilliant like text, like oxidation and rust.
I just that is all awesome, but I'm just drawn to the chef's trousers. Look at them. Look how cool that is. And that's not easy, because that's not like a flat piece of, whenever I do checks, I'm always like, I want a nice big flat bit to work on. I don't want too many curves or creases or whatever, but that's been done really nice.
Yeah. I like the leather as well of the shirt. Yeah, like the shirt that he's wearing. That's nice as well. It's not just like the chip metal and the rust and stuff that's done well. It's the actual fabrics and stuff as well.
It's a pretty great kit bash as well, because it's taken. I mean, this is the Assault on Black Reach Warboss, isn't it? Yeah, and made a big mech out of it.
Repositioned the arm. So it's got a better pose. Some
very nice choice bits being added here. Some are kind of hard to identify.
Yeah, what is that backpack made of? I recognise some of these bits. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think, well, it's cunning use of sprue on the top bit. That's because you get that bit of cross sprue from time to time, like the cross bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding like, that is holds bases. Yeah, but that gun bit does look familiar. I'm gonna kick myself wondering what that's off, because that's something that I know. I do not know what it is.
Yeah, you can do it on your own time.
I recognise some of these next bits on the next one. Draka. So I finished Dread Smasher's Retinue. So drone with KFF, drone with so this is the Cromlech stuff.
Oh
yeah, the big mech. I've got this miniature.
The kit that they were doing. They were doing a special pack, weren't they?
Yeah, I have not built him yet. Oh, Dread Smasher. But yeah, I've got this with these grot fellas and that, and it's the paint job on that flying squig. That's cool as fuck. The eye and the sort of different color from the bottom jaw to the top skin and everything. Really, really nice.
Yeah, some nice blending going on that.
Really good yellows.
Even a good paint job on that specifically unnamed Runthead that it doesn't have a name. Yeah, I like that. It's very good texture and use.
It's got the again what you were saying with the thing earlier, Dim, as well on the custom force field bits. The marbling effect on the balls looks really cool.
Got to marble your balls. That's that's rule one.
Talk about marbles. I literally today I got out my van and I stepped on a marble as I got out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a rare find," and it was in perfect condition too. I was like, "Oh, that must be a good luck token or something." So I kept hold of it.
Of course he did. I was like, he put it in his pocket. Bet you.
Yeah, of course I did. Random story that no one cares about.
Nearly trips over a marble and he goes, "Oh, that's good luck."
Let's go buy a lottery ticket, Jesus.
Yeah, I see. I spent too long in Ireland. I'm just too
Yeah, this is a really cool kit. That is that Cromlech do, the Dread Smasher, with all these sort of retinue of like drones and like mechanical grot mechs and stuff. It's awesome, and the flying squigs really cool, zany looking. Yeah, and he's done a lovely paint job on that. Really brought it out well. Yeah, I think the yellows are really nice as well. The way he's done them yellows is really cool. Lovely stuff.
And then we've got the red mech again.
Red mech with blue hair.
With a specifically not named Runthead.
The red mech. I am in love with your painting style, and yeah, I'm absolutely in love with that. That looks fucking epic. Love it.
Yeah, that's it type. The metals are very slick. That particularly the exhaust pipe coming out the top of the backpack. That's been highlighted very nicely.
The blue hair looks really cool.
Mm.
Oh shit, man, that looks good. That looks so good. It's like Dim put it perfect earlier. It's a really neat, crisp paint job, but he looks dirty. But the paint job doesn't look dirty. You know, it's really clean, tight, and I love that. I love that. It sort of bugs me a bit sometimes. We go, oh, it doesn't matter. You can be as messy as you like. I'm like, well, no, and I think this proves it. This shows that actually you want to show that the armor's sort of beaten up and dirty and rusted in places and stuff, perhaps, and you know, show some weathering and things. But when you combine that with really crisp, neat colors, you know, I think it just, that really, every part of it pops.
I think you're just sort of proving the point that there's no one way to do orcs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is
these guys are doing it for us. Yeah, they're proving the point.
It's like a comic book style, and like when I look at different paint jobs, I like to put them into different, in my head, like into different compartments, whether it's like realism and like, you know, like you get like that one was looking at just before, had a very dry sort of paint job, whereas this looks more shiny as well, you know, like there's that, but there's also then the style, like comic book style, or really, you know, grim dark or whatever it be. This is definitely falls into the sort of manga comic book style.
I think this fella, he looks really good. Like we're looking at him up close, you know, blown up and real close, but I think you kind of know with this down on the table far away from you, he's still going to pop, and every detail and bit is going to be, it's going to stand out to you. He's going to clearly see what he is on the table. I'm very impressed. Yeah, Red Mech, your painting style and paint, I'm a big fan of.
Next up, we've got Ike with a trike.
And another, again, an example of another really drastically different sort of paint style.
That's the Ghazi skull topper
from the previous skull. Yes,
that's the old one. That one.
Oh, well, yeah, the toured edition old one. You know what I mean? When you say the old one, there's been more than one.
Yeah. I recognise as well the from the knob kit, the squig banner pole. Yeah, I love that squig with a little mohawk. And he's done a lovely thing. What I advise anyone who gets the I'm a big fan of the Death Killer Wartrike kit, but one thing I advise anyone to do is straight away swap the head on that Warboss, and that's what this guy's done to great effects and enhance this miniature by doing that. Definitely.
That
tenfold.
Jesus.
Yeah, the basing is excellent.
It is excellent basing.
Yeah. It looks so realistic.
Yeah, very, very well done.
See the way he's put like the clumps of static grass in amongst the rocks instead of like higgledy-piggledy. It's a good attention to detail, and of course a skull. 40k.
He's dusted the miniature nicely as well, with all the dust and that from the desert floor around the wheels and stuff, and up on part of the, you know, looks really nice.
Yeah, like it's a cracking paint job, but that fucking basin, that subtle attention to detail, it's like, oh, dirty.
Nice.
I like the skin on the orcs as well. That's the kind of sort of color tone that I kind of go for on mine. I like that. It's kind of nice, quite bright, quite sort of old school orc skin. And it contrasts nicely with the more subdued colors on the vehicle, and that is quite sort of grim and, you know, grimy and dirty. And then the orc skin kind of pops out of that. I like the contrast.
It's nicely done, because the thing you've got is that it's thoughtful, because like the orcs are wearing like leathery, deserty colors to obviously fit with the environment they're in. Because the trike's painted in this nice half dirty red, it makes that pop, even though it's more or less a very similar color to what the basing is, and it makes it work, and it gives it that distance that you can see the orcs, and they've got the nice green as well that helps that as well, and then you've got the red, and they obviously put an awful lot of thought into where the dirt would be, and done that quite well as well. And
the skin has been done in the style that I think of in my head as like slab muscles.
Yeah.
There's dread now. His camera's not working anymore. Yeah.
It hasn't been working all this time. It's
Oh
fine.
well, luckily that's fine because no one's going to be seeing us.
This is
anyway.
going to be.
You've just revealed the secret to the audience now, who would have never known.
It can be edited out by our good friend Ian. Unlikely, but
Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Someone
kill me.
taking the piss out of Dread. He's not editing that out.
Good job. You can't see the camera now.
You know, I think you're totally right there, Dim. And I think I think making a miniature look like good is partly about how skillful you are with a brush and how good you are at painting and all the techniques you've learned, but also it's just a simple thing of where you put what colors, choosing the color palette and the combination and the amount and the variation of that, and it's just I think he's done an exceptional job.
I just think there's a nice and satisfying sort of jump between like good and competent like hobbying and deliberately thoughtful craft, like high level craft hobbying. And I think like Ike's demonstrated that with this. Quite like that.
How the hell am I going to pick a favourite out of this? Every time I think I've got a favourite, I see something else. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Maybe that's my new favourite. I don't know.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Oh, Tox number 66 snuck in again with another entry.
These are cracking, these.
He has been a busy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that mech.
Which one?
Yeah, so we've got we've got
it's a pain boy presumably in the middle, but I think
we've got the pain boss in the middle. We've got a weird boy, or a weird. Oh, he says left to right, War Games crew, Weird Doc Mechaniac, GW Pain Boss, and Artel W's.
I mean, they could all be pain boys, to be honest. They could all be. I don't know.
With 3 different companies here. So you got War Games crew, GW, and Artel W there, and he's done a cracking job of. You wouldn't, I think to the untrained eye, you wouldn't know they were from 3 different companies.
I think the War Games crew miniature is supposed to be a mix of all of. It can be a doc, a mech, a weird boy, all of those things. I think that's what that miniature is all about.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Well, from the title, Weird Doc Mechaniac, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, it's
pretty interesting, isn't it? It's like I could do it all of it. Honestly,
yeah.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I can do it all of it, all the stuff. Whatever you need doing, I can do it.
So what you're saying is he's like the Dread of the Ork world.
No.
Just what he's trying to imply.
Yeah, that Franken Ork though, that is that is lovely. That's Artel W. I don't. If I have seen that miniature before, it's kind of slipped my memory because it's that is cool.
And I will say the Artel kits, they are so clean. Everything comes so clean. It just goes together so beautifully. It just slips together.
I need to
really nice.
I need to get some of their bits. I think I've not the
one miniature I will
stuff,
seriously recommend, and you will love it because you've already said you like the grok with the Dim said he liked the grok with the machine gun. Is the war trike, the boss on war trike. Oh god, that's
that one I have seen. That one I have seen.
It's sexy. It's a bit pricey, but it's really nice.
I see. He's got the weird boy from
of
War
the
Games.
RTLW stuff is quite pricey, but there's some very nice stuff in amongst it.
It's serious collector stuff, though. I think. I mean, like the price does reflect the quality. Like it has got good quality.
I see. He's got the weird boy from War Games crew. This is the weird boy that I have in my army.
So you got that one, haven't you?
I love that miniature.
I haven't got it yet. I want to get it.
In terms of paint jobs, for me, that was one of my favourite ones to paint. Like I had real fun painting that miniature. It's a bloody lovely miniature, and he's done a cracking job on it here. And I like what he's done with the base, raised it up a bit, and because that's the only thing I do not like about that miniature. And he's done the same thing as me. He's replaced the base. The base that it comes on has got like waves and like water stuff on it, and I wasn't sold on that. I didn't really like that, but it's nitpicky. But yeah, I like what he's done with his base here. Raised it up and skulls and tufts and everything. Yeah, that's cool.
Better than giving him a surfboard.
Yes. Yeah, Tox number 666, you are a incredibly skilled individual. That is plain to see. And like, to the fact that you've done all this in a month is astounding to me. Well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Next up, we've got Gorka Marcos.
One of our regulars.
Mm-hmm.
Very grim dark.
Very nice and gritty Grok.
Yeah, good old Grok face ripper. Lovely.
Like the checker patterns on the shoulder pads. Nice bit of little. It's mostly not white. It's mostly sort of a really sort of cream color, browny cream color. There's only sort of touches of white here and there on it, but it still suggests that they are white.
Love it. I just wish, Gorka Marcos, that you'd taken a picture more sort of front on, so we could see a bit more of him. But what we can see is really nice.
Yeah, I quite like the like, I presume it's texturing, but like, yeah, just on the shoulder pads, just like, and like using cream as an off-white rather than going for the extreme white and just using it as a highlight is a good choice. Basin looks good as well. Yeah, Basin looks good as well from what I can see. And I think there's a few bits added on. The stick bombs look new to me. I don't think they're on the default Grok, I don't think.
No, they are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. Those stick bombs like that. I'm pretty sure anyway. Correct me in the comments, people, if I am wrong, but I'm almost certain he does have them stick bombs hanging down like that.
He's got these shotguns from one of the knob kits or from one of the other kits on his back.
Oh, see, I'm doubting myself now. Now that I've said it, I'm like, are they ones from the Storm Boys kit? I don't know. Someone will say in the comment section.
Right, someone else can introduce this one because I cannot even say that name.
Weiss. Weiss, I'm going to say.
I'm presuming it's Weiss, but I could be
Weiss.
Weiss.
First attempt at a kit bashed Warboss on bike. First time I've tried some larger green stuff and don't quite work out. And to be honest, I've probably painted about a dozen models since I started collecting last year. But bugger it. Attempt was made and I'm fairly happy where it wound up, all things considered. Now just need a crew for Mech Boss Lugnuts to ride with. Well, considering what you've just told us there, my friend, bang tidy job.
I mean,
yeah,
somebody's compensating with the old horns.
I was going to say, yeah. But he's worked them into, not only are they horns for decoration, they're the handlebars.
That is so cool.
It's great, yeah. I mean, it's not all too bad. I mean, just as someone who uses green stuff quite a lot, right? The first hallmark of a pretty successful attempt at green stuffing is if you look at it and you can't see fingerprints everywhere. So the fact that you've managed to avoid that is already your starter for 10, really. If you manage that, it's all good. And even it's hard to not do it entirely. If you want to avoid it, top tip, wear gloves. It's a good, easy dodge whilst you learn to not do it. But I tend to not wear gloves to force myself to be careful where I put my fingers, which leads to a lot of cursing, but it can work. If you're worried about in future about like getting the shape right, I don't know if you've used any understrength to maintain the shape. It looks like you have because they're in good position. So it looks like you've done that. You've started with a wire in the middle. If not, that's a good way to do it. You can also wait till the green stuff's almost entirely cured before you start work. I mean, just don't leave it too long, or otherwise it won't be usable at all. But it'll be a bit more pliable and it'll hold its shape a bit better if you want to. Or you can mix in more blue to green, but don't overdo it.
I have one minor criticism And I don't know if it's just because it's the angle of the way the pictures are taken, the perspective, but it looks like when he pulls the trigger on them Daka guns, he's going to blow his own legs off. The positioning of the guns looks like they're lined up right behind his legs.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's going to be problematic.
Legs when you have a bike, you'd be grand. Just strap a torso to it, you'd be grand.
Also, who's to say he doesn't have a switch that he flips that just puts the guns out and then puts them back?
Oh, see, I want to see that. I want to see that aerodynamics pop out and
I mean, look. I mean, he's got like the addition of the sort of the jet, the jet thruster on the back, just basically a rocket with wheels on it, is a good choice, I think. That's a good use of bits, and obviously one of my favorite Gretchen in the current 40k range.
Yeah, he's a cool one. He's gone to town with the rust on this. Has got
rust looks rust effect's nice.
I hate the fact that as soon as Steve-O started saying I'd love to see that with these guns popping out the side, my head went straight away to like, how could you do that in a minute? I'm sure I've got a mechanism in the back of my head.
He's going to have a little button.
Hashtag real world dread problems.
Hashtag stay on target, more like fuck.
Oh, we've got another one here for Scarlet.
Oh yeah,
Simon Cy Thornton with his Blood Axe Commando.
Kit bashed Blood Axe Warboss with attack squig.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, it's got lots of mushrooms. Liking that.
Yeah, that squig's from the Age of Sigmar squig set.
I think the base model is an Age of Sigmar Ork. If you look at it, because he's not wearing any shoesies.
Now, because I've been working on them just recently, I recognise that backpack. That is a Cromlech backpack right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the head's Cromlech as well, isn't it?
I'm looking at one of these backpacks on my desk right now.
That's not just one of them, though, is it? That's two of them.
Well, it's one and then a load of other packs underneath.
Packs and pouches. Yeah, no, it's a great way to go about it if you're doing like blood axes. There's loads of pouches and backpacks and stuff. That always looks nice.
Well, you've got to accessorize, you know.
Nice pistol from the pistols from the Run Theater.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This really does remind me of like the old days on the War Forum when people would make their own war bosses and people would just go their own way with it. That's what he's done entirely there. He's really made it his own.
I love his combi rocket as well. How he's built that out of the various sluggers and bits from the Mega Knob sprue and the scope from the boys sprue, and that's a really cool little. There's lots of little parts that's gone into that one gun. Yeah, the untrained eye wouldn't know.
It's a knob arm with a slugger, and then he's bolted the bits on. But it looks mint.
Also, just a little sort of shout out because like these days, it's common for people to use like inks or texture, not the texture, the technical paints to do this effect. But I'm going to throw in a little bit of praise for the site there. It's the old school way of doing the site where you've got like a core color at the back that's dark, and then you've got a light highlight and you've got white to create a lens effect.
Yeah.
You see it in a lot of old school stuff. The heavy metal team used to fucking butt fuck that bloody technique and just used to have it on everything. And I'm guessing size a little old school, I'm guessing, because that's a great little technique, which doesn't see much use these days. It's still a good way to do it. I'm not traducing using technical paints, by the way, not by any means. Use what tools you have. But that's a really cool.
It's the exact technique I use on all my lenses, on all my stuff. That
is. It's the one we learn. It's our.
That's it.
It's our generation.
Really like
a little bit of gloss varnish over the top, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Sort of chipped army paint on the gun as well. It's wicked.
The skin on this guy is great as well. That face, it really reminds me. He looks like a gremlin. It's got that. Like, it's got like a really dry sort of. I don't know. It looks dry and sort of almost aged. It's really nice texture on that face. And do you say that's a Cromlech head? Is it?
I think so.
Not usually a fan of them, but I don't know if it's his painting or whatever. But that looks really cool.
It could be a Spellcraw head as well.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on it, but it looks like a Cromlech one. It's expressive in ways that I don't personally like, but I think he's done a good job with it anyway. It's one of the few times I've looked at one of those heads and gone, "Oh, that's not too bad actually." So not to my tastes, that the Cromlech ones.
Is
Spellcrawl quite similar actually as well, and not really my thing.
I see what you mean as well, Scarlet. How he's used one of the Age of Sigmar like bodies as the basis for this, and but like really well hidden.
Oh yeah, there's that much stuff there that unless like the thing that gave it away straight away for me was sort of the feet and then the rounded sort of hunch that they have.
Yeah.
But,
usually you see like a war boss done from like the mega boss from Age of Sigmar, of which you see thousands, and the amount of them you see, which is just clearly a fantasy orc with a shooter put in its hand.
But that's the Ant was saying, or DM, that's a sign of a good conversion, because you're like, you recognize that it's a war boss, and then you're like, oh wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's well integrated. Very nice. Gets a Skarnir seal of approval.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Oh, next up we have
we've got
me big time.
We've got the one to beat here.
Yeah, I really do think this is probably best of show. Like, holy shit.
So Sid the Drunken Orcs, amazing.
Drunken freebooter on trike.
Yeah,
boss.
He's created himself as a miniature being ridden around on a trike there. Look.
Yeah, I love it. The color palette is really vivid and really cool.
Doesn't this scream second edition to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's so vibrant. It's got
a hand painted banner for a start.
Yeah,
it's well old school.
Everything about this, you could put this in an old copy of White Dwarf or something, and you'd think it. Yeah, wow, it's a real blend of old and new.
Just because I'm the only one that's going to make as big of a deal out of it, but just big shout out to the beard. Just very, very nicely done.
Yeah. Really well done.
And like Sid was saying, he was just faffing about with it. He wasn't really, just chucked it on and worked with the green stuff, but it's brilliantly done. Fucking love it, man. It's great. Yeah. He's used the parrot nobbler from the base of the orc is one of the Ogre manhunters, or Ogre they're now called. But it's the manhunter pirate from Age of Sigmar, and having used like some of the Ogre stuff, they port very, very well. They're very good for Warboss based miniatures. Because if you want to make like a quite portly orc, it's a great start. The manhunter ones are all individual and very characterful. You could make any of those work with just a simple head swap. And this is what Sid's done, and it's just a cracking thing. That nobbler that's dressed up as a parrot is just it's so characterful.
The suds coming out the top of the beer.
Yeah, the suds are perfect.
The stripy trousers as well. Look at them.
Yeah, that feather.
Proper old school.
Yeah, that very high blue as well, that very bright blue. That's, I think, another thing that makes it look very old school as well.
Guys, as well, if you want to see more of Sid's work, check a link down in the description. You'll find a link to the Drunken Orcs channel. The guy is supremely talented and creative, and has got so many more conversions and kit bashes and stuff that will equally impress.
And a quite regular host on here as well, isn't he, really?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
It's a good job he's not here tonight, because he wouldn't let us say all this stuff with him here, would he?
Well, I mean, we need to talk about the freehand for a little bit. The freehand, freaking, it's just out of this world.
Both sides of that are amazing.
It's just so fucking.
Yeah, the Jolly Orc looks so cool, and the fact that this like freebooter boss has got the banner of his own face is that's so freebooter.
It's just amazing. I just keep looking and falling over it. I'm finding new bits every time I look at it.
What would Dread do? That's what he said.
What, overcomplicate things needlessly? Well, yes, he would.
No. He's like, I'm making a freebooter on trike now. It's a bit of Dread, isn't it?
It's no, it's,
thing like Dread, you know, have a fucking banner of your own face. Yeah, mate. Have
if
it.
if he'd fought like Dread, he'd just painted the whole thing red, wouldn't he? I like the tire tracks in the base as well. He's put the
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Nice little touch.
that's from a previous vehicle, one of them anyway.
Are we done fawning?
Yeah, I'm
moving
staring
on?
at it. I'm just staring at it. I'm loving
So am
it.
I. That's kind of why I'm just thinking we should probably move on at this point.
Yeah, tear ourselves away from the awesomeness that is that.
So we've got Cossacks, Red Cossacks one.
Big Mech in mega armor.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, because I know he's been working on them, he's designed some of this in Blender and 3D printed it off for himself.
Oh wow!
So he's made the component, a fair amount of the components.
Oh
that's
yeah,
gone into
original Blender sculpted model. There you go.
Yes, he's used Blender to make it. I'll just make the criticism that I said at the time when I was watching it. It's a bit blocky for me, but I mean it's still pretty damn good. In terms of like
I kind of like the boxiness of it though.
Yeah,
I think it's a little personal.
Yeah, it's not universal. I mean, Megadon armor could look like any shape that you want it to, really. You know? I kind of wish more people did rounded mega armor, because that's like a nice old school thing. But
yeah,
like more blocky is definitely doable. Like
I can see a few bits he's used on. He's used the tops of the custom mega blasters, the power bits on there to good effect.
Yeah,
I have got no skills in Blender at all, so I'll take my hat off. That's pretty cool. My only criticism would be like with the paint, I'd say just thin your paints a little.
Yeah,
because it looks like you're going on sort of one layer, does all sort of, and then highlighting.
Nice use of the door plate bit from the Mech gun on the base there.
Yeah. What's that gun from? Oh, I suppose he's made that.
I think that's printed. Yeah, I think that's.
It's probably based on some. It's based on some like ideas, but yeah, it's
got a magazine with detailed bullets inside.
It's like melt-a-gun-ish, but I like it. It's quite sort of like old school Chaos Obliterator with like different guns popping out, kind of like nice old school custom Ork weapons, because that used to be like that, where there'd just be barrels of different gun attachments just sticking out and all sorts of places. Yeah.
Oh well. Next up, we have got Orkhead.
Another really nice use of that same door look as well on the face.
Yeah, it's about give me a chance. I was just about to say. Talking of that door, but yeah, so, wow,
brilliant.
This is
fantastic conversion.
Yeah, he said this is. It's listed underneath as saying this is a big mech. This is a Morkanaut.
Yeah, this is huge. Like, that's absolutely massive. Like,
because you've got an Ork boy on the base there with it as well, just to show scale. And yeah, this is
ferocious looking.
I think he's got. Well, this is an Ork HQ thing. So I'm going to call it a big mech and hope no one notices. But technically, a Morkanaut is driven. Created and driven by a mech, isn't it, or a big mech? So, yeah, technically, I suppose.
We're mentioning it on a technicality.
Yeah, I mean, there is a big mech inside it, I guess. So there you go.
The paint, yeah, it's a great conversion. The paint job is dope. Nice rust.
I mean, I see parts Is that the custom? Now I've used both on my Mech gun, so I can't remember if that is the custom mega cannon from the Mech gun or the Ork kit. I'm not sure which one that is, but the custom force field bit on the top is definitely from the Ork. I recognise that bit. The drill bit, is that from the buggy? Is that?
Yeah, I think that probably is from the buggy.
Yeah.
If it isn't, I'm not sure where it's from.
I
was
recognise
maybe
it.
It's
I
due
definitely
skeletal,
recognise
but
it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just bitstastic. I mean, saying it's a conversion, it's effectively a scratch build.
Yeah, definitely.
Every bit is used in a way that it was not originally intended. So that to me is a scratch build more than just a mere conversion. But there's a lot of great bits that have gone into that. That's I love
like
that.
all the chains on it.
I love the fact it's clanking forward and it's angled as well, which makes it look nice and ramshackle and intimidating. Actually, it makes me think of the Forge World Tin Boy, the Tin Boss from ages ago, like the remote control one that they did for like a games day. The
clanking destroyer.
Yeah, it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
It looks unhinged. It looks crazy. It looks like the orcs keep this thing chained up with all those chains hanging off it, and it's and all the orcs scatter like cockroaches when this thing gets loose.
Talking of pushing their boundaries and building a big old stompy robot.
Finish scratch building your stuff.
Next up, we got Bimbus 13 with a scratch built stomper, which
Bloody
I
hell.
absolutely love. That is exactly what I'm talking about. When I say a stomper shouldn't be wearing a skirt and should have legs, look like it can move and actually stomp forward.
This is a man stomper.
Yeah, that is a proper man stomper. And what a great big shield he's got. Like
that shield's fucking
awesome.
epic.
You can just imagine he just throws himself behind that and just runs at him.
I see that shield being like the door to like the likes of a Gorka Morka fort. You know what I mean? Like the main entrance to a fort or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it makes? Do you know what it makes me think of in a little way? It makes me think of. I mean, this is for the computer gamery people. It makes me think of the villain character boss Sledge from the first Borderlands game. It's got a look of that for me.
It's got just as a dynamic pose as some, miniatures do. And it's a great big stomper. That's a really nice pose.
It's got a dynamic pose, but it still has the gravitas. That it looks like it weighs a fuck ton, and it's got a fuck some shit up.
Again, I was gonna say one criticism, it's supposed to be an HQ entry, but who's going to argue with it?
I was gonna stop us from mentioning it, but I don't think it's worth a mention. It's
it's pretty boss. And I
think who's going to go and argue with this thing and say it's not the boss? If that thing, it's the fucking boss. Of course it is.
I'm getting some serious workshop envy of his basement workshop that he's got going on there.
Definitely.
Yeah, nice setup.
It's a build that reminds me of Cruiser stuff as well. To me, it looks like my dear old friend Cruiser stuff.
Yeah, it's totally badass, isn't it? That is fucking epic. He says he's finally finished my scratch-built stomper. My whole army is going to be built around this guy. That is going to be one impressive army with an almighty centerpiece.
So next up, we've got Jackie Gind with a weird gal.
Weird gal Malice, the old Warboss's skull on her staff as her focus.
She got herself some shiny disco shoes. She's a bit of a Tina Turner looking orc.
Do you like Tina Turner, Ted?
Well, what's the base miniature from?
I have no idea.
Oh, hang on a minute. I need to look at the picture again because I moved it away for a second just because I'm grabbing pictures as we go. But I was looking at this before. It looks familiar to me. That's a good question. I think the answer is it's from various different parts. But it's nicely done anyway. I've got a feeling that at least the staff is possibly, I think that's the staff that's being used is probably one of the goblin characters, the fantasy goblin.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, but where the muscle bound thing comes from, I think that is an Imperial Guard model, probably.
I don't know. I don't know if it's GW. I do like the flames though, the green stuff flames on the base and the staff.
Yeah, spitting up from the thing. That's a cool touch.
But I think there's been a torso added to the base model, because I think the skulls have been done to help hide the transition between the two bits.
I get you. The
They're
joint.
definitely from the Citadel skull kit. I recognise those immediately. So they're from the plastic skull kit.
The hand throwing up
the
hand throwing up the rock. You know, the symbol of the beast. It looks to me like that's from the
Weird Boy. That's from the actual Weird Boy. I'm pretty sure. It could be one of the Goblin ones though. I think there's a couple of.
I was going to
Goblin
ask if it had been like sculpted out of green stuff.
I mean, possibly.
Because it looks like she's really gone to work to try and make that hand match the hand holding the staff.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like that's been
possibly.
And the nice green stuff work on the hair there as well. I presume that's green stuff work.
Yeah.
Got some really nice texture.
I'm trying to place the orc head. I think the orc head is Runthead. I think it's one of the Runthead heads. I'm not 100%.
I think it's a flash kit.
Could be.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I think it is a flash.
I'll be wrong, but I think it's a flash kit head because the earring and the roundness of the head and the jaw.
I can only say that with such confidence because I've been tinkering throughout all my head bits lately, and a lot of flash kit heads that I was choosing between from the novel I've been working on lately, and that I think you're bang on.
The green stuff fringe is a nice touch. It's nice work.
I'm getting Lady Gaga vibes.
Pat poker face.
Really cool, really nice. Yeah, and the base is awesome.
Captain Squigbeard next with Captain Badrock. Yar.
Oh, nice wooden base.
Yeah.
Oh, that base is lovely. What a cool idea.
Please tell me there's a deck of a ship to go with it. There has to be a black ship to go with it.
That would be awesome.
I'm just liking how they've gone to the effort of staining all the wood individually differently.
Yeah. It looks really realistic.
Like making it look like different planks, which is, again, very good attention to detail. Yeah. And like, also, I mean, granted, this is just me being an old school purist, but loving the colours, loving the lots of more colours, because that's a very freebootery thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just have all the colours in the world, all the. It's great. I'm loving this paint job. I definitely think that the basing is a particular standout. It's very, very good.
I would put a very, very, very slight blue-grey filter over that wood to make it look like, you know, on a deck of a ship they have that sort of like slight sheen skim of
being out in the sun too long. The elements.
And where the water and that has got on, they get a bit of a sort of slime, and that's why then, like the Napoleonic times when they were out on Nelson's ship, they used to scrub the deck with like a pumice stone.
I am also wondering whether or not they've actually used actual wood for that.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
may
that's not a bad shout, really. Even if it is.
Lolly sticks.
Yeah.
Lolly sticks may be cut.
Yeah, it looks like they've been and then
I
sanded and rounded, and yeah, it's cool. And sorry, mate, like the Bad Rock himself looks mint as well, but like we're just like, oh, nice wood. Like,
if this wood was wood, it would be the woodiest of the wood.
Then it would even give you yourself wood.
Oh, Bad Rock's got a tin of Ron Seal somewhere there, and he's been
The yellow on the Bad Moon looks wicked.
I like the work they've done on the gun as well. The browns and that looks really cool. It sort of ties it into all that kind of like, it's giving it a very old school look. Yeah, really cool.
Vintage.
Oh, we got coming up next to it. Big from Daka Flame, Big Mech Grumpo Longface. Awesome name. I'm going to try and tear my eyes off the lovely paint job you've done on your scenery there of the Big Ed Boss Bunker to focus on the Big Mech.
Skin is really nice on this. Something similar to what I used.
Yeah, got that sort of olivey kind of.
Yeah, that olivey sort of color. But like you can even just looking at it, it's a really nice job in the skin.
I just like the overall effect. I think the overall effect is done really, really nicely. Just like the yellow's got like nice. It's been.
It's a really nice grimy yellow.
Yeah, it's been grimed down. That's what I was. Those were the words I was looking for. Yeah,
I like that. I like yellow like that. It's muted and.
And this is Daka Flame, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Daka Flame.
Yeah, frequent producer of nice stuff. Seen quite a few things on the Discord from Daka Flame that are just like very good.
Nice.
And we've come to the end.
Yeah, I was going to say that is everything. So
holy shit! Well, we got to pick a fave now, haven't we?
And then we managed to do it in one fucking show as well. That's a record for us.
I am scrolling back up through as you speak because there are certainly certain ones that caught my eye. And
I know straight away which one. If we're picking one, I know straight away which one is one for me.
Yeah,
so I presume we're all picking one each, are we?
I think if we agree on a favorite each, and then agree on an overall winner.
Right, guys. I hope you enjoyed having a look at those as much as we did. They were amazing. Some really good builds. I think we better start with, or round up with our favourites. What were your favourites, Dim?
Right. Well, I couldn't really decide between them, but I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Tito, because I just love Tito's just metal like rust and stuff. I just love it, and the nice muted colors as well just makes the rust pop, which if you think about it is a flip on how everyone does it. People do the rust is almost like a garnish to sit underneath a color scheme, where Tito's gone, no, I'm going to deliberately go with like a gray blue so that you look at the rust first. It's just fucking genius. It's great. And also Grimaldus, just because I'm a bit of a corny fanboy, so yeah, and Tusker. I just love Tusker. Tusker's a great bit of fluff, and it's a brilliantly executed conversion, and it makes that mega boss look good, which the base model, your mileage varies. So yeah, those are my two favorites.
Yeah, definitely done something good with that. But you're gonna pick one or not?
If I was pressured, I'd probably go Tito, just because I think it's absolute genius to just do that. I mean, it's all simple techniques, simple, straightforward techniques that people could copy and get a very good effect. It's just obviously Tito spent an awful lot of time looking at how Rust does its thing on real things and gone, I can make that with simple techniques, and done it brilliantly. So yeah, I'll pick that one, Tito.
Lovely. How about you, Steve-O?
Much like Dim, I had a really fucking hard time choosing. I give an honourable mention. Icon of Trike. the Death Killer War Trike job. I just love, like we commented about the base was really nicely done. The muted colors of the trike itself, and then the orc skin, and just everything about that miniature. I just really like that one. But I had to go with the red mech in the end, and just for his beautiful paint job on the Warboss in Mega Armor.
Yeah.
And even when I decided the red mech, I was thinking, Warboss in Mega Armor or Zodgrod, because both of them are really nicely done. But yeah, the Warboss in Mega Armor, I just think it's just a really nice, clean, really lovely paint job that I really appreciated. Yeah, really good.
You like that sort of comic book sort of manga-y style?
Yeah, definitely. It's just, yeah, it's lovely. So it's just like a really good tabletop standard. It's just, I think it looks good from any distance, any angle. Lovely. Good stuff.
Yeah, nice. How about you, Scott?
Yeah, well, I have to mention Tok and Simon's Blood Axe Warbosses. They were class. I really liked it, but I'm biased at that regard. But you know yourself. they
were very characterful.
They were very characterful. I enjoyed the two of them. But the one for me that's my favorite is like the conversion work and the paint job is the Drunken Ork Sid's truck. That's my favorite one out of the lot of them. It's really hard to choose because there's quite a few good ones. But if I was forced into a corner, it'd have to be Sid's trike. Yeah.
Incredible paint job on that, isn't it? Incredible, and the green stuff work.
Green stuff work, yeah. Cracking job.
What about you, Dread?
Well, yeah, I agree with everything you guys just said. I had a hard time, and I liked all of those that you just mentioned for the same reasons as well, funny enough. But I think for me, it's probably the one I'm going to loot. It's probably going to be Essex Boys because I do really like the way he's used that. I mean, I would never have, like Dim said when we looked at it, wouldn't have really looked at any of that range before.
Yeah,
would have gone, nah, no, it's not for me, blah blah. But yeah, that's a clever use of bits. He's looked around, he's found something in the range, and gone, I can work with that.
Yeah,
and done a really good job of it. Really nice job, and I like his painting style too. It's kind of a realism, and I kind of like a bit more sort of like grim dark realism and stuff myself.
And that won't have
suits my fancy.
That won't have been an easy kit bash either.
No,
like
no. Oh god, no.
It's using two very modern kits that are leaning more in the monopause direction, and getting those two to fit was no mean feat. I imagine, like, very excellently done.
Honourable mention, or that weren't a boss at all, but had this been a Stomper challenge, Bimbus 13, that Stomper with the shield in that dynamic pose, I love that. I really would have picked that if this was a Stomper competition. That would have, honourable mention. Done.
Yeah, it's totally badass.
It's probably worth just reflecting at this point that, as you guys have now seen, the standard was very, very high.
Yeah,
very high.
Yeah. I mean, like, I spent a good while going, no, that one's my favorite. 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 And doing that endlessly, and the fact that I managed to narrow it down to two, and then managed to pick one of those is remarkable, because there's a lot of excellent stuff there.
I think it's very. I could easily say, and I'm sure I could speak for all of you in saying even quite easily, that I and my fellow Warbosses, I'm pretty sure, have serious envy of a few of those models.
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Do you know? In fact, it's sometimes it's like I'll look at this stuff and like, who the fuck am I to judge this stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Most of you who've entered this like far surpass my fucking skills in terms of like converting and painting and stuff like this. Is some incredible work. Right?
That's why I only piped up about the fucking green stuff. And even I'm not that great with green stuff, but it's just like, yeah, it's just great.
Yeah, and what viewers have got to remember is that, there are such a high level. This is like proper top drawer conversion and painting that we're showing you right here. That some of the ones that don't look as great to the viewer because of the you know, the camera or because of the level that some other people are at, they might look as great. But these people are all at a very high standard. It's just that we've got some really incredible
every
stuff.
single entry had something to
blows us
shaft,
away.
didn't it? And even
Yeah,
from some of the members of the community that have themselves said, you know, that, oh, I'm quite new into the hobby. I'm just dipping my toe and I'm trying things out. It's just you know, some of the ideas have been great, and like, you know, there's something good to pick out of all this stuff and things to be inspired by. Yeah, really good. The community, you guys rock. It's awesome stuff. It's been an honor to judge this stuff and just look at it, and it's inspired me. I've definitely going to loot some ideas.
Even I liked all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Even I liked all of it. And I'm hard to please.
Yeah, Essex made you like a Cruel Boys
Boy
AOS kit. Like, look at that.
Well, he made it proper. He made it in 40k Orks, where all Orks are only proper when they're 40k Orks. So, yeah.
Well, we've got to go away, and chat off camera, haven't we, and pick an overall winner. So we're going to do a quick edit and then come back to you.
Welcome back, viewers. We're bringing it back. We've had a nice little punch up backstage because we really couldn't settle it. It was really very difficult. But really, it come down to a battle of two particular creators that created something that, yeah, well, two of us voted for one, two of us for the other, couple switch sides. You know, it is in these 2 for 2 battles. So all in all, we couldn't really settle. So we went, do you know what? The two of them win. It's the Odd Boys. Well done, Sid, and well done, Essex.
Yeah. In typical Warboss, in typical Warboss and Warboss shenanigan bollocks fashion, we've gone, fuck it, two.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that there's 4 of us. If there was 3 or 5, you would have got like a definitive answer.
We're split right.
It was
made
easier by the fact that
you never expect the 4 of us to agree.
And the two of them come as a pair, so it's easy to go, oh yeah, well, we can.
Yeah.
So we're awarding the win to the YouTube show The Odd Boys. There you go.
Because it's one shenanigans.
And it's got nothing to do with them being admins or co-hosts of this show.
Nothing at all.
Well,
totally to do with their miniatures.
The irony is it really doesn't. Like, they're just a cut above. Like, just exceptional. I mean, I already bleated about Essex's one, but like, I mean, like, I never thought I would like that any of the Cruel Boy beasts, and it looks the part and it fits in so nicely with 40k Orks. It's a really brilliantly done conversion, and then obviously got just Sid's thing, just freaking hell, just old school glory, but like looks modern. Just brilliant.
I think Steve-O summed it up when he said that you can imagine that in an old white dwarf. Spot on.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to take a modern miniature and then do things with it, and it just harks back to when Sid was first in the hobby in the days of second edition, when he was, then it's like harks right back to that with the color scheme and the style and the character. Fantastic stuff. And Essex is much more of a sort of a modern feeling one, but just
grimdark,
so beautifully done. And two very different contrasting things, but both equally good. Yeah, really,
light and dark,
really
yin and yang.
There you go. Well, I guess we could just say, like, to the viewers, to all of you that took part in it, thank you, and to all of you watching this now, thank you very much. But share down in the comments which one was your favourite, because we'd love to hear and get chatting about it and say what you liked about them. And you pop down if you think we've got it wrong, tell us in the comments section. Let us know.
Tell them in the comments section.
And sorry we got this video to you a bit late. But we couldn't do it on time, and it's not our fault this time because we had to judge them. So we're recording this at a time when we would usually have been uploading it. So
let's get
going. It's kind of my fault anyway. So it's my fault.
Is it?
It is actually, isn't it? You put us up to this.
Yeah.
It is his fault. Yeah, good.
But
Jesus, that's a forced.
If you viewers enjoyed it though, do share the fact that you enjoyed it in the comments, so these gits might think about doing it again.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice while it lasts.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to do some positive content for a change.
That's what
obviously,
I thought.
Amen
People
to that.
didn't know it.
Give
People
something
didn't
back to
know
the
it's the
community.
difference, but
That's what I thought, really.
I think I might make the thumbnail of this video just a big picture of Dim's grinning face, looking happy.
Yeah. This is that episode. He does smile.
Yeah. You get one a year, viewers. One a year.
Yeah. I was about to say he's reached this year's quota. That's it. January done.
proof that sodium chloride man has a heart.
Next
That's a
month
fucking
on the
brilliant
Warboss show,
reference.
we discuss GW's copyright policies and how they're affecting the community.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. Mass unsubscribe.
2-hour rant monologue, just Dim. It's like, right.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Warboss of the Apocalypse. They've all already fucked off.
The others have quit.
Yeah.
Just free
We'll just have
tumbleweeds
a
and Dim.
looping video. We'll create like videos looping where it's us just going.
Finally, the war. Finally,
then
the
have me
apocalypse
doing
has
this.
happened.
We have to do that. We have to do that. That's amazing. That's such a good idea. Oh, Scar. Definitely.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we going to win that?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
we going to announce that thing that we were going to do that we were supposed to do last year? And
For an announcement thing.
no, right,
No, only because we're not ready yet.
right.
Oh,
And
by that-
jumping the gun. Jesus, that's a
By
fucking
that,
force.
that means Steve-O's not ready yet. Because
Yeah, it means I'm not ready yet.
yeah, fair.
Cool.
But well, we'll say that if you love this conversions and sort of kit bash sort of challenges and stuff, then stay subscribed, hit the bell icon, do all that, because in an upcoming show soon we'll have something very interesting for you. That you
We
might
are
pick
planning
out
to
of.
win. We are planning.
That doesn't sound loose coming from a Warboss of the Apocalypse show, does it?
Yeah.
Soon-ish, we're going to do something
Soon-ish,
that you might
probably.
like.
Soonish, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, well, that's it. Look, come on, Dredge, you got to have learned by now. Under promise, over deliver. Come on, this is what we got to do.
No, I'm
Ambitious.
Don't say,
Good shit.
just say nothing then.
I'm just as perplexed as the audience because I've totally fucking forgotten what it's supposed to be. So I'm like, oh yeah, we'll see what happens.
There you go. Basically, viewers, we got no fucking idea what we're doing next month,
No.
but we'll figure it out and we'll come at you at some
Sure, it's like
Hang
that
on.
every month.
Hang on, isn't that every month?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, no, there's fucking no planning whatsoever.
We'll look in our ideas bin and come on, Dred, bring it to a close. man.
something Matt
sorry.
Ward bad.
Okay, folks, it's been nice chatting to you all. It's been a pleasure, as always, to be joined by my gorgeous hosts, Mr. Scarnier, Mr.
Get the
Dim,
Jaya barrels.
and,
Salt.
of course, that other fella. What's his name?
The big deal.
Steve-O.
The big deal.
The big deal.
Shall I say my bit, or do you
7
want to talk
plus
over my bit as
Dev
well?
or
Thank you very much, guys. This is 6+ signing out.
And it is enough said from me, your good self, Dred. Good night.
Do
Yes.
Such a fucking
Don't-
cop-out.
then-
Such a cop-out. Fuck me.
But